In today's video, we're going to be creating the services offered slide for our event planning portfolio template in PowerPoint. The link to the course playlist as well as the videos for other parts of this template will be in the description box below. All right, let's get started. We are going to start with the blank slide. So I'm currently in the home tab. Go over there, select new slide, and then insert a blank slide. Next up is a text box. Go over to the insert tab and then select text box. I'm going to grab my text for this section, which is the title. Just all of this is going to be in the description box below. So just the text we're going to use in this slide, as well as the links to the images, all of this will be in the description box below, as well as the details for the colors. I'm going to just draw this here and then paste. Let's change the font. Let's come over here and I'm going to make this Libre Baskerville and size is going to be 44. Next is going to be the color of the text. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to use this brown color. This color is going to be in the description box, but it is this 480F00 as well as this peach color. It's also going to be in the description box below. So those are the two colors we are going to use. And I'm just going to, for now anyway, just sort of move it here. We may still have to move it around when we're done with our slide, but for now I'm just going to move it. Next, we're going to grab our images. So you can go ahead and download the images. I already have them in my computer, so I'm just going to insert the images I'm going to use for this section. So we're going to use this. You don't need to do all this part because you already have the images. I'm just selecting the images to have the correct ones. This one is supposed to be a total of 6 images. So we have 6 images for this section, and that's what I just selected. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab all of them and then bring it into PowerPoint. So all right, I want to do this part by selecting all of the images at once so I can just change their width and then add a shadow to them. What I'm going to do is select the entire slide so I can select all the images, but I'm going to hold Control, select the text. Go over to picture format. They all have the same height. We are going to change the width to 10.5 for all of them, and I'm selecting all 6 images, and then over in picture effects, go to shadow, and we're going to use this first option and apply it to all 6 images at once. Now we're going to spread out the images. This first image, so I'm going to click outside so I'm not selecting all of them at once, is going to be on the top left. This one is next is going to be right under here. We're not going for equal spacing or even equal alignment. In fact, I just wanted to go for, the images are quite large, but I just wanted to go for something where we'll just sort of spread it out, similar to what we have in the title slide, where it seems like the images are just resting on a table. So this one I just want to make it look not too messy, but not too neat either. So I'm just going to grab this and place it. Let me see, move it down. I'm just going to kind of have that there. This one is going to be here. This is supposed to be the final image. I'm just going to grab this one. This one is here. And then finally we have this one here. I'm using my arrow key to move the image around. Let me bring this one so it's more towards the bottom. This one feels like there's way too much space, so I'm just going to move it a little to the side. You can make the images smaller, but I'm okay with it as it is like this. I still want to move all of this. I'm going to move this one a little bit to the left. Once again, if you want to align all of them together so that they are all perfectly aligned, that's fine. But for me, I don't want that. All right. So this is what we have. Now we're going to go through each one of the images one by one, and we're going to add some rectangles to it. I just want to move the entire thing down. Let's be closer, much closer to the bottom than it is to the top, so I can move the um, text also. All right. I'm going to just, okay, this looks fine. All right, let's now start with a rectangle. We're going to go over to shapes. I'm in the home tab. You can either go to the home tab, the insert tab, anyone would do. If you go to insert, you have the options for shapes here. In the home tab, you also have shapes. So anyone will do. Go over to shapes, and I'm going to insert a rectangle, and I'm going to draw this first rectangle um, over this one. I'm going to select the image and I want to check the dimension. So the height is 7 cm and the width is 10.5 cm. So I'm just going to change the dimensions of this so it's just zero point 0.5 less, both for the height and the width. So the height is going to be 6.5 and the width for this is going to be 10. So width is going to be 10, height is going to be 6.5. And I'm just going to align it to this image, both at the center and the middle. Go over to shape fill, select no fill, and then outline. We're going to change the color. The color of this outline is going to be the brown color or the dark red color. You know, PowerPoint is labeling it as dark red, but I'm calling it brown. So we're just going to call it brown for now. So we're going to use that brown outline. The shape outline width stays the same, no difference. No, we're not going to change anything about that. Now, let's select this image. You'll just see that the height for all of this, say, 7 by 10.05, with the exception of this one, it's just by 0.1. So we're going to leave it and also assume it's 7. So all of them essentially have the same height. So what we can do for all of this, instead of creating multiple rectangles, we can just copy it and then place it over the images. So I'm going to hold Control, drag a copy of this rectangle over this one, and place it, align it to the center and middle. Same with this one. I'm still holding down Control and then align it to the center and middle of the next image. Do the same for this one. Align it to the center and middle. Same with this. Just move it till it's aligned. And then finally, I'm going to create yet another copy like this. What we're going to do for the rectangle here, this one here, and as well as this one, select all three, and we're going to change the color of the outline. Go to shape outline, and we are going to change the color to white. Let's insert a rectangle. So I'm just going to go over to shapes, rectangle, and I'm just going to draw one right around here. Dimensions for this rectangle, the height is going to be 3.35 and width is going to be 4.65. Let's go over to fill. We're going to change the fill of this to white, and outline, we are going to make it no outline. I want to also change the opacity, so I'm just going to right click and then select shape format. Go over to the fill tab, and then we're going to reduce the transparency to 20. And this position is good. I'm just going to move it. Once again, we're not really worrying so much about where it goes. Let's create another rectangle. So shapes, rectangle, and I'm going to create another one just overlapping this one. If I can just I want to see if I, no worries, I'm just going to check the dimensions. So this one, the dimensions is, but it's going to be exactly the same size as the one behind. So height is 3.35, it's already that, and then width is going to be 4.65. And this one, we are going to go over to fill, select no fill, and then for shape outline, we're going to change the color of the outline to dark red or brown color. I'm going to move this rectangle so that it's just right around, let's see, something like this. This looks fine, I guess. If I have to move it, I will, but for now that looks good. Final detail for this particular image is going to be our text. So go over to the insert tab or the home tab, anyone will do. Select text box. I'm going to copy the text for this section, and I'm going to paste here. Select the entire text box. Let's change the font. Font is Poppins, and size we're going to leave it at 18. This one I'm going to change the alignment of the text to right. I'm also going to change the color of the text to that brown color. So I already have it here. That's what I just selected. So you can just go ahead and change it. I'm going to grab this text box and move it so that it's, somewhere around here. And yeah, let me click out so I can see how it looks like. Let me just move it down a bit. Let's see. You know what? I want to move the entire thing. So I'm going to select all of this, move it a little bit more to the top left corner, like that. Now what I'm going to do is select all of this because we're going to animate it. We're going to select everything, the image, the rectangles, the outlines, all of that, and then Control G to group. And we are done with our first one. Now I'm going to insert another rectangle. So I'm going to go to shapes, rectangle, and I'm just going to create one here. Let's go over to shape fill and change the color. This time it's going to be this peach color. And I'm going to go over to outline, and I'm going to select no outline so I can remove the outline. So select no outline. I'm going to select this shape, and on over transparency, I'm going to make the transparency 20%. Let me change the dimension of this rectangle. Let's go to shape format. The height is going to be 4.15, and the width is going to be 3.85. And I'm going to kind of move it, let's say somewhere around here. Let me just bring it down a bit. Next, I'm going to need another rectangle. So go over to shapes, rectangle, and I'm going to place it here. Go over to shape fill. We're going to remove the fill. So select no fill. Shape outline. We're going to select this. Let's use white. We're going to use white for this, for the outline. Once again, the height of this is going to be 4.15. And the width is going to be 3.85. And I'm going to move this rectangle, let's see, and bring it down. All right, next up is our text. Go over to insert text box. Let me grab the text. I'm going to select this, copy it, and then paste. Select the entire text box. Let's change the font to Poppins, and we're going to leave the size at 18. Let me increase the width of this. Okay, now I'm going to just move this text box till it's, let's say, around here. Maybe I'll just move it a little bit. Let me change the color to that brown color. And yeah, we are done with this one. Then we're going to group it. I'm going to just come, let's say, around here, select all of these elements, Control G to group, and we are done with the second one. Let's start with a shape. So go over to shapes, and I'm going to insert a rectangle around here. Go over to shape fill. We're going to change the fill to white, And I'm going to go over to outline, and we're going to remove the outline by selecting no outline. Next up, I'm going to change the dimensions. Height is going to be 3.75 and the width is going to be 5.5 and transparency is going to be 20%. I'm going to grab this rectangle and I'm going to move it so it's very close to the rectangle and maybe a little bit to this side. Let's insert another rectangle. So I'm going to go to either home or insert. We're going to select shapes, rectangle, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. Height is going to be 3.75 and the width is 5.5. Let's go over to fill. We're going to remove the fill by selecting no fill. And then we're going to change the color of the outline to our brown color. I'm just going to, let me see, grab this rectangle. I'm having issue selecting it. Let me just select the rectangle like this, and I'm going to just use my arrow key to move it to where I'd like. This is okay. Next up is our text. So I'm going to copy my text and I'll go to insert text box and I'm going to paste my text, select the entire text box, and we're going to change this to the font to Poppins. Size is going to stay 18. Let's change the color to that brown color, and I'm just going to increase the width like this just a little bit. Now I'm going to move the text so it's let's say around here. That's fine. All right, that's it for this one. Let's just quickly group this. I'm going to come out here and then select all of this, Ctrl G to group, and we are done with this one as well. Let's insert a rectangle. So I'm going to go over to shapes, rectangle, and I'm going to place it around here. I'm going to go over to fill. Let's change the fill to peach color, and I'm going to go over to outline, remove the outline by selecting no outline. I'm going to change the dimensions. The height is going to be 2 cm and the width is going to be 8 cm. Let me just move it a little bit to the side. Let me see here. I'm going to change the transparency to 20%. Next up is another rectangle with the same dimensions, but this time we're only going to have the outline. So home or insert, anyone will do. Rectangle, and I'm just going to draw a rectangle here. Let's go to shape fill, remove the fill, select no fill, and then outline. We're going to change the outline color to white, and height is going to be 2 cm and the width is going to be 8 cm. And while I have it selected, just to make it easier for me, I'm going to use my arrow key to move it till I'm comfortable where it is. So I want it to be somewhere around here. This is fine for me. All right. Next up is our text. So go over to home or insert, whichever one. Select text box and copy your text. I'm going to copy it and then I'm going to paste my text. I'm going to, let me increase this just a bit. Let's change the font to Poppins. And I'm going to change the color of the text to a brown color. I'm just going to move the text box around using my arrow keys. Yeah, That's fine. Yeah, this looks good to me. So you can just go ahead and move yours around. I'm going to select all of this and group, and we are done with this one. Let's move on to the next one. So go over to shapes, rectangle, and I'm just going to create a rectangle here. Go over to fill. We're going to change the fill to white, and we are going to also remove the outline. So select outline and then shape outline and then remove the outline. Next up, we're going to change the dimensions. The height is going to be 2.9 and the width is going to be 4.5. And I'm going to change the transparency of this shape to 20%. And now I'm just going to sort of move this around. Let me see. Let me move this just like this. I'm going to insert another rectangle. So I'm just going to go to, let's say, insert shapes, rectangle, and I'm going to just draw it here. And I'm going to go over to fill, select no fill, and then we're going to change the outline color to that brown color. I'm just going to click on that. Let's change the dimensions. Height is 2.9 and width is going to be 4.5. All right, and I'm just going to move it, let's see here. Next up is going to be our text. Go over to either home or insert text box. I'm going to grab my text, I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste. Select the text box, change the font to Libra Baskerville. Leave this. Oh, sorry, it's Poppins, not Libra Baskerville. Poppins. I'm going to increase this, the width of this, and I'm going to just move it. Let me see. All right, that looks good. And yeah, we are done, essentially done. Oh, I haven't changed the color of the text, so I'm going to change the color of the text to that brown color. All right, that should be it. The text looks fine, so I'm just going to select all of this, Ctrl G to group. Let's insert a rectangle, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Over to shapes and then rectangle. This time this one is going to be around this side, and I'm going to change the fill to the peach color, and I'm going to select outline, and then we're going to remove it by also selecting no outline. Height of this rectangle is going to be 2.85 and the width is going to be 6 cm. Let me just I'm going to move it, let's see here. I'm going to change the transparency to 20%. Let's insert another shape, another rectangle. Go to home, I'm going to select rectangle, and I'm going to create another one here. Let's remove the fill, select fill, and then no fill. And then outline, we're going to change the outline color to white, and then I'm going to change the height to 2.85 and the width is going to be 6. I'm just going to use my arrow keys to move it around till I'm comfortable with where it is. Next up is our text, so go over to insert text box, and I'm going to grab the text, copy, and I'm going to paste, change the font to Poppins, leave the size at 18, and we're going to change the color to that brown color. And I'm just going to move this this looks fine to me. And now I'm just going to select all of this and group. Finally, we're going to add our animation and transition. So I'm going to go to animations and I'm going to select this one first. So it's going to be float in, and I'm not going to change any details. We're going to leave it as it is. So start is going to be with previous, and then I'm going to select this one. It's also going to be float in, and this time the start is going to be after previous. What I'm going to do is use the animation painter. What you're going to do is select the object and then this animation. So we're selecting this second one because this one, the timing is what the start is what we're going for. This animation painter, double click, and then you have this paintbrush icon over next to your cursor. And now I'll apply it to the third item, and I still have the brush. Apply it to this one, then this one, and then finally I'm going to apply it to this final one. And I'm going to click on escape so that I can exit that. And let's go to transitions. The transition we're using for this project is reveal, and I'm going to select that. All right, that is it. Now let's look at our slide in the slideshow view. So I'm going to start it here, and now we have our services offered slide. This layer looks like what you typically have in a section zoom. So if you want to expand on, well, this project was actually made that way. In case you want to expand on this and you want to create a sort of section zoom presentation where you can now expand on each service, you can just create different sections and then the user can navigate using the section zoom. But anyway, that is it for this one. If you want to watch how to create the first two slides as well as future slides that will come up, you can check the description box below for the course playlist or the list to the individual videos, or you can click on this playlist on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.